Hey, what's up guys, Tony here, and I've got some Battlefield 3 Rush gameplay for you on Caspian border. And this is going to be an entire A10 gameplay for you guys. Just so you know, this is a one edit. The only time I edit this thing out is when I crash, so we had a very quick game of Rush. I think it was probably 10 minutes with the final 30 seconds or whatever, plus the kill time, which wasn't that long in game, but I was sending a message, so it was longer. So anyways, about 10 minutes is what this Rush game is gonna be, and that's really fast. Like, we get in, sometimes we get in there and we just take these guys down. And if you can notice, I'm playing with the golf squad guys, so we get in there and we're pretty serious about handling business when we can, and we get really upset when the other people we're playing with don't do their end. And so that's why I'm in the jet. I was actually ground pounding the last two maps because I wanted to finally get all the assault class leveled up, every single gun attached, every attachment unlocked. But the guy who was flying the frogfoot that I just shot down, he was terrorizing us, just utterly terrorizing us the two matches before. And at one point, Fake Thrill was just like, Tony, get in the air and shoot that guy down. And I'm like, yes sir, because he was really pissed about it. And I was too, because I was getting tired of getting rocketed, because our teammate was just like flying in circles, shooting behind this guy, crashing into shit. And I think he's on the East Coast, because that guy was, boom, lickety split in the aircraft. Like, as soon as it popped up, I go to click on it and it's gone. So that's why I'm in the A10 for this whole time, because I was not going to let that asshole get into this aircraft and take it for a spin, because he wasn't doing anything to help the cause. So at least I'm gonna take out some ground targets. I'm gonna take out the frogfoot when he comes up, and shoot at some helicopters and stuff. So you'll see that as you go. So the reason why I want to do this commentary, though, is because I just got back from the Titanic exhibit at the Balboa Park in San Diego. It was at the San Diego Natural History Museum, and it's been going on for, ooh, goodness me, I think over a month now it's been going on. But when I heard that it was going to be in San Diego, I'm like, whoop, stop everything. I'm going on the 14th. Yeah, I'm going on the 14th. I'm like, bad history right there. I was like, I'm going on the 14th. I'm going to go on the 100th anniversary of the day that the Titanic struck the iceberg. I guess you could. A lot of people are going to probably go tomorrow on the 15th when it actually sunk. But tomorrow's Sunday and I got to work, so I figured I'm going to take Saturday off and just do it on Saturday when more people can go. And I had a couple other people, some friends of mine, that wanted to go. And so it was best for everybody, so we opted for the 14th, and it was jam-packed. I totally intended on vlogging today, but meeting people from Los Angeles and San Diego, and we're trying to get together at Balboa Park and get in there. It was kind of a hassle, and some of them didn't know much about YouTube stuff, so I wasn't about to get into like, well, this is the YouTube stuff, and this is what I do, and blah blah blah. You know, they don't really understand. They just kind of want to go there, experience the exhibit, and be done with it. So that being said, first thing, when you walk in the door, there's this big Titanic memorial off to the left. This black background, white Titanic that had candles and flowers on the ground. It was pretty touching. There was a lot of people there, and when you go and buy your ticket, the price was $19.12, and I was like, that's really interesting what you guys did with the price. It sucks for the girls counting out change though, because she's sitting there like, 88 cents, pulling that out. And so if you guys don't know, the ship sank in 1912, so that's why the price is $19.12. So I was like, it's very, very fitting. And usually I don't buy things from like bookstores or like souvenirs, especially when it's about a disaster or some sort of tragedy, such as the sinking of the Titanic. But there was this book called Facts About Titanic, and it lists like hour by hour the things that were going on in the lifeboats. It was very informative, so I picked up the book, but I didn't buy any sort of like trinkets or pennants or coffee cups or china, or it just seems like profiteering on a tragedy. And so I just, I don't want to say I don't have any like moral disagreement with that, but if I'm gonna buy something like a keepsake, I want it to be more informative than something like a piece of china or like a key ring or something. I don't really know exactly how to explain it, but it's just my feeling. So let me get on to the actual exhibit. Now, when I was in Europe, I saw, and I haven't done the second part of my European trip, so I'm going to try not to spoil this, but when I was in Europe, I went to a handful of museums, and the one thing that I was blown away by was their exhibits, their museums. They had a very personal touch to them. They had a very personal flavor, and they were really, really well done. Like, the best museums I've ever been to have been the ones in Europe. And so when I went to the Titanic exhibit, it was very well done. It was extraordinary what they did. First thing they do is they give you a boarding pass, and the boarding pass that I got, and it was at random, because there was about 2,200 people that boarded, and so they had a big stack of boarding passes. And this girl was like, I was with these two girls. So the lady who was handing out boarding passes, she gave one to my friend Tanya and one to my friend Kristen, and then she gave me one. So there was a stack of guys and a stack of girls, and I think one for kids too. And so my friend Tanya got a first class passenger, and my friend Kristen, I think she got a second class passenger, and I got mine. Mine was a third class passenger. Now these are names of people these are the actual boarding passes. Well, not the actual boarding pass, but a cardboard copy of or a cardstock copy of the boarding pass. It's all well done, White Star Liner. It says the date. It's really well done. Anyways, so this guy that I got was Mr. Ernest Gilbert Danbaum. He was a third-class passenger. His age is 34. He was from Stanton, Iowa, and he had accompanying him was his wife Anna Danbaum and his son Gilbert Danbaum. And it says and friends, and it doesn't specify who the friends are. It's third class. It says cabin numbers unknown. That's where I crashed. I hit the damn tree. It's like, what the hell was that? Some trees you can fly through, some trees you can't, and that really pisses me off sometimes. And I know it pisses off Fake Thriller too. We both. You have these like little flying things that we can talk about when we're not talking about Battlefield. We're just like, oh my god, I hate it when XYZ happens, especially when it's about trees or light poles or some damn thing. So, anyways, it says here the reason that they're boarding the Titanic. Ernest and his wife Anna were returning home from a year-long honeymoon in Sweden, and that's where their firstborn son was born. Their first son was born, and then they plan to settle in Ernest Fruit Farm in California. So that's kind of cool that the guy is going to settle here in California, where I'm from. And it just gives some passenger information, such as it says that he worked in Sweden as an immigrant recruiter for White Star. So basically what it was is that he recruited people to immigrate from whatever country is Sweden to the United States, or to whoever the White Star liners were going, which is mostly New York City. So people were immigrating from their countries, in this case Sweden, to the United States. So he was doing that. So that was really interesting that he was associated with the White Star liner, and it says he was rather successful. When he boarded the Titanic, he had over $300 in cash and a bunch of gold, and so at that time he had kind of a small fortune. And just to give you some insight, tickets for third class tickets, there were $900 back then, which is a lot of money. Oh no, $900 for us today. Back then it was like $40. So $900 for us, $40 for them. The first class tickets ranged from $53,000 for us today to $103,000. That's the range, and it was like $22,500 to I can't remember the other figure, but the tickets were incredibly expensive. So these people who were on the Titanic were not like the incredibly poor people. Anyway, so the rest of the exhibit was really cool. They had they had all sorts of stuff they had pulled up. They had pulled up briefcases, leather parcel bags, and the process of staining the leather actually made the leather not consumable to creatures in the underwater, the deep oceans. So they didn't eat that stuff. So they have all this really cool stuff. They got papers, pictures, notes, receipts, handkerchiefs, shoes, clothes. All this stuff was preserved in these leather briefcases and packages, and they had that on display, and it was super cool. And they had chandeliers and china, and they had a big old the name escapes me right now, but it's basically what it connects. It connects the connecting rod from a piston to the crankshaft on a gigantic reciprocating motor, which was one of the steam-powered motors that powered the Titanic. And it was like 5 feet tall. It was huge. It was just gigantic when you're looking at it. So it was really cool. It was a great exhibit. If it comes to your area, go check it out. It is super cool. Anyways, guys, I'm running out of time. I went 6-2. Like I said, it was a really fast game of Rush. But anyways, guys, just to let you guys know, tonight around 11 o'clock, if this gets posted after 11 o'clock, then yesterday at 11 o'clock, the Titanic hits an iceberg, starts to sink. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, it sinks on April 15th, and it takes with it about 1,500 lives. The figure ranges between 1517 and 1523, but 1,500 people were lost. So if you are a religious person, you know, you might give these people a moment of silence because it's 100 years since the ship sank. So it's a big deal. And for me, this ship has captivated my imagination since I was a kid. I don't know what it is about it, but it always has. So anyway, guys, I'm running way over because I could probably talk about this for a long time. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you later.